Hey guys, Reginald Duck here, back today with another deck profile. So for today I've got the Melffy deck, probably the cutest deck the game's ever seen. It's also really cool beast support because it's all quite generic, it doesn't just add Melffys, it can add any beast pretty much, so let's get into it. So for the main deck we've got three of the best one. Got Melffy Puppy, it's really good, it can summon any beast from the deck, so they all trigger when your opponent either summons or targets them for an attack. So they summon, you return it to hand, then you summon a beast from deck. So we are playing the Calantosa, which means you can then just pop the card they've summoned. So really, really great card. It's the one you want to open all the time. It's the one you're going to search if you get to a rank 2. 3 copies of Melffy Catty. Very similar to Puppy, but when the normal summon or attack, you can bounce it, and then you can add any beast type monster. So you can add Rescue Cat, you can add Hop Air Squadron, whatever you need. So again, really, really good. They all also summon themselves in the end phase, just special summon themselves, so that's how you get them all out. You got 1 copy of Melffy Fenny. It's quite good. It summons from hand in case you've drawn the Calantosa, for example. And that's it for the Melffys. I'm not playing the pony because I don't feel it does anything. All the other ones get you a card, like this special summons, the Puppy special summons, and the Catty gets you a card that summons itself, being the Hop Air Squadron. So if there's one that's summoned from grave, I'd probably play it, but there isn't yet, so just the 1 Fenny. 3 copies of Rescue Cat. It's really, really good in the deck, helps you get to nurture your beast. It's now searchable off the Melffy Catty. Really, really good. You can recycle it as well, so you can recycle all your fusion materials and make the beast again. So really good. 3 copies of Nimble Beaver. It's a beast type, you just normal summon it and it's an instant rank 2 because it summons another copy from the deck or graveyard. It being a water does come up in the side deck as well, but literally it's just a normal summon that gets you into a rank 2. You can make the raccoon for big damage, or you can search, or you can do whatever you need. So a really good starter. 3 copies of Amazoness Baby Tiger. Another really good sort of extender. If you've got one in grave or one in hand, you can summon one and special summon another. So it's really good. You can summon it off like the Obedience School just to get one in grave, and then you'll normal summon one later on in the game and then bring it back. Really, really good. Also, the stuff you can do with Obedience School and Rescue Cat is nutty, so you really want to play this card for extra extension. So really good. 2 copies of Valerathorn. It's a really good beast tuner. It's an earth. You can make it. You can make the Naturi beast with it. Also, its effect comes up a lot more in this deck than in the Raccoon deck I used to play. So you can just discard a card, special summon a level 2 or lower beast from grave. Really good, but it's not the best mythical beast in the deck because we've got 2 copies of Calantosa. This card is insane in this deck. It only gets this effect when summoned by a beast monster's effect, and Rescue Cat negates it, but other than that, everything triggers it. You've got your Fenny and you've got your Puppy. You've also got some of the extra deck cards can summon this back. So it's really, really good. It's not once per turn either, so you can just keep destroying your opponent's cards and interrupting them. So really, really good. 1 copy of Hop Air Squadron. You can make a synchro in your opponent's turn by using this card. So you can add this off the Catty, and then you've already used the dog as well, the Puppy. So you can actually synchro your Calantosa and this into a Arclight or into something else, which I'll show you in a minute. Got 1 copy of Mind Mole. Really good Rescue Cat target. When you synchro with it, you draw a card, so it's just literally just summon it from the deck, draw a card. Really, really good card. And then you might not get this straight away, but we are playing the 1 copy of Penguin Soldier. It's a level 2, which is fine, if you do draw it, but you do want to summon it from the deck with the spice from the extra deck, so it's really, really cool. Then for the hand traps, we've got 3 copies of Nibiru. You don't want to go second in this deck, you really don't, so just want to punish your opponent for winning the die roll, so make sure they don't win it again. 3 Gamma, 1 Driver. Again, you really don't want to go second. This deck is all about setting up and just getting your interruptions ready, so you just want to be able to stop your opponent getting anywhere, so it's like you've gone first. 2 copies of Ash. I've not played this card in a while in any deck, but I do still quite like it. I think it's a very general hand trap, you can always hit something with it, so just playing the 2 copies of Ash. Then for the spells, got 3 Obedience Schooled. the craziest extender the deck's, well, the game's ever seen, really. Summon 3 from deck. If this was in a good deck, this card would be banned immediately, but it's not. It's in Melffy, so it's still quite fair in the deck because there is a lot of counterplay to it, but you have to play it because when it resolves, you just win, because it just gets you everything you need. Got 2 copies of Melffy Hide and Seek. It is searchable. This card is actually fantastic. Shuffle back 3 beasts, draw 1 card, and the first time you met your beast type monsters will be destroyed. They're not destroyed. So it stops them just clearing your board of a dark hole of all your Melffys, and then you just lose. So, really, really good card. The fact that you can recycle infinitely makes the deck so much stronger, because you can keep putting counters back and then special summoning them back out off the puppy that you keep recycling, which keeps coming back to hand. So it just lets you sort of loop and really grind with the deck. Got 1 copy of Melffy Tag. It is searchable. It's a monster barn for Melffys. It's not amazing, but the fact that you can search it makes it worth playing. Got 1 copy of Monstro Barn. It's the better version of Melffy Tag. This card is still ridiculous. You just want to play it because it's a free extender. And then for the last card in the deck, got 1 copy of Melffy Playhouse. It is searchable, so if you've already got everything you need to search off the link, off the XYZ, you just search this, because then you can just bounce a card in your opponent's turn as well. So it's really, really good. Just helps interrupt your opponent. So that's it for the main deck. Onto the extra deck, got 2 copies of Joyous Melffys. This card's really cool. You can detach 1, make your all your Melffys able to attack directly, which is cool because it's got 2k. And then also you can return this or any other sort of beast XYZ to the extra deck to then summon beast monsters from the grave with as many materials as it had. So it can bounce itself. If it's got 2 materials, it can actually summon back 2 Calentosers, which would then destroy 2 cards. So it's actually sort of like a Trident in a way, because if you get one underneath it, like a Calentosa or one in the grave, you can just bounce it and then destroy cards. So it's really, really good. Sort of a destruction. Also can help you attack directly for game. And it also sets up the Zeus, because you can get the free battle phase sort of thing. 2 copies of Melffy of the Forest. This is what you'll summon first most likely, because it can search anything, and also when a Melffy returns to hand, you can negate a card on the field sort of thing. So that's really cool as well, just sort of blanking effect monster while also just searching you out the Melffys that you need. Really, really good card. 1 copy of Melffy Mummy. I'm not mega on this card, that's why I'm only playing the 1. It does come up, and the fact you can use multiple materials makes you Zeus ridiculous. So I'm just playing this at 1. It's nowhere near as good as the other 2, I don't think, but when it comes up, you really do need it. 1 copy of Sandayu. It helps a lot because you can actually do a load of damage with this card, especially with the side deck I'm playing, but also it can make a level 1 token. So Obedience School plus any level 2 is actually an Achoryu Beast, because a lot of people play the Key Mouse, but I do not like having a brick in the main deck. So just playing this, it's really, really good. 1 copy of Downward Magician. If you've got an XYZ that's already battled this turn, then you can just put this on before you make the Zeus. And if it had no materials, now your Zeus has got 2 materials. Just helps you really get the value out of your Zeus. Just helps you get from either 0 to 1 Zeus use, or again from 1 to 2. So you really want to be able to just keep stacking things up, then summon the Zeus. 1 copy of Zeus. This card is unbelievably good in the deck. It's the reason this deck isn't at all considered budget, because you have to play at least 1 of this. If I had 2, I'd probably play 2, because it's just so good. A lot of games you'll just win because you have Zeus, but I mean that's the nature of Yu-Gi-Oh! So 1 Zeus, and then you've got the 1 Arclight. A lot of people play 2, but I'm playing another level 4 synchro as well, so just the 1 Arclight, really good. You can actually summon it really easily because you can use the Hop Air Squadron in your opponent's turn to then just summon this out, and then you've got a free negate. The problem I found with it is that a lot of times they'll just beat over it, and then you've not actually got any value out of it. And then for the Spice in the extra deck, we've got 1 copy of Crystron Quandax. This is my other level 4 target, so you can actually synchro this, and then this effect lets you synchro summon in your opponent's turn again. So you can actually go from the Quandax, so you summon this, and then you can go straight into the Penguin Brave, which is why we're playing the Penguin in the main deck. So it's a really good card. It's a shame it can't summon a Penguin from hand in case you do draw it, but it's not really much of an issue because I found the Arclight was too passive, whereas this, you can actually summon this out, and then when they activate a monster effect, you can literally just flip it, and they're not going to be able to attack over it because then they're flipping the Penguin Soldier anyway. So really, really strong card, and I've wanted to play this in something for so long, and I finally found a deck that can actually play it. So really, really great card. Then obviously one Naturi Beast. It's so good. This card is ridiculous. Sometimes you will just win just by summoning a Naturi Beast. Your opponent will have a load of spells, or they won't be able to out it, or they won't be able to get to the win condition without a spell, like a fusion deck for example. So just one Naturi Beast, negate infinitely, win. One copy of Mrs. Radiant. It comes up every now and then that you just want to get rid of two of you guys, because they've used all the materials or something. So really strong card. Obviously it floats as well, really helps out. Makes your Sandayu make a token bigger than things on the field as well, so it'll gain the 500. So then obviously you can actually beat over things instead of just crashing with the Sandayu token. One Phoenix. It's just a really great utility card, can out basically any back row you need. You don't want to get stunned with a stupid floodgate, so you just want to be able to make this and then carry on from there. And then lastly I've got one Boral Sword. I think it's better than Access Code in this deck because you don't play that many other links, so you don't want to have to climb up into it. And also this card just helps close out games, so you can attack with one of your Melffys that can attack directly and then turn it to defense with this, so in case you don't win by whatever reason, then you're not wide open. So it's a really good card. And obviously main phase 2 you make Zeus, so really strong card. Just closes out a lot of games. Have no complaints about this card whatsoever. So that's it for the extra deck. Onto the side deck. This is where it gets controversial. We're playing one copy of El Shaddai Annihilatis. This card is actually really good. The reason I'm siding it is because it only works going second. So if you've won the previous game or whatever, they're going to make you go second. You want a power card like Shaddai Fusion that you can just easily resolve and summon this. The reason you're playing the water one is because you want to be able to send a water to the grave. So the water you want to send is Nimble Angler. When it's sent to graveyard, you can summon 2 Nimble monsters from the deck, so except Nimble Angler. So you're actually going to summon out 2 copies of Nimble Beaver, which will then get you straight into a Sandayu. So really strong, because that's a load of damage on its own, because you've got a 2/7 monster, you've got a Sandayu, and then you've got a card that can get another 2/7 token. So really strong. Got one copy of Shaddai Dragon. I found it was the best one just as a mini Shaddai engine. It was either this or Beast. It's personal preference. I didn't want to play into any back row, so I just wanted to get rid of it with this. You've got 3 copies of Shaddai Fusion. Crazy extender. Literally, as long as your opponent controls an extra deck monster, you can just play this and then just get a load of damage for free. So really good card. And if they do negate it, you've not committed a normal summon or anything, so it's just a resource that can bait out basically anything. 3 copies of Dark Ruler. You don't want to be facing some ridiculous infinite negate board or whatever. You just want to be able to blank their entire field and then win. So really good card. 3 copies of Evenly Matched. Again, same logic as Dark Ruler. You just want to be able to get rid of their entire field. You won't be able to win that turn, but it doesn't matter. It's just essentially giving you turn 1 by taking away your opponent's board. And then lastly, you've got 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. If I'm not sure what a deck does, or if I'm not sure where the choke points are, I find Impermanence is very versatile. You can play it at almost any time. It can be used to negate multiple things, and they can't really respond to it unless they've got Red Reboot, for example. So really strong card. There's very little counterplay to it, and that's why I like it. So that's it for the side deck. So this has been my Melffy deck list. I really enjoy playing the deck. Hopefully I'll be able to take it to a tournament if our local tournament store opens up soon, which hopefully it will. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.